Calvin had been waiting months for the concert. His favorite band was coming to town and tickets had sold out fast. He was lucky enough to grab one. But there was a problem. His dog Buster, a small scruffy terrier mix, hated being left alone. Buster would whine, scratch at the door, and generally make the neighbors unhappy whenever Calvin went out. Calvin loved music, but he loved Buster even more. He stared at his ticket the night before and made a wild decision. He would not leave Buster behind. He would take him to the concert. The next afternoon, Calvin pulled out an old oversized backpack. He stuffed the bottom with a folded blanket to make it soft and gently placed. Buster inside, the dog wagged his tail happily, peeking his head out. Before Calvin zipped it up enough so only a little air hole remained, Calvin looked at himself in the mirror. Backpack on shoulders, slightly bulky, but not suspicious enough. At least he hoped so. He practiced walking casually, saying nothing to himself, as if everything were normal. When he arrived at the venue, he joined the long line of fans buzzing with excitement. He could feel Buster shifting slightly against his back, but the little dog stayed mostly quiet. When the security guard glanced at him, Calvin held his breath, but the guard just waved him through. He was inside the concert hall. Lights flickered, and the crowd roared. Calvin found his spot near the middle of the floor. Buster poked his nose against the fabric. Calvin whispered, "Stay calm, buddy. We got this. The music will be loud. No one will notice." The band finally came on stage. The guitar strummed the first chord, and the crowd screamed. Calvin jumped and cheered to his backpack, bouncing slightly with Buster. Inside, everything seemed to be working. Song after song filled the air. The crowd swayed, sang, shouted. The bass thumped so hard Calvin could feel it through his shoes. He thought Buster might actually be enjoying the vibrations. He patted the backpack, gently relieved. Then it happened. During a quiet acoustic number, the singer stepped forward alone, with only a guitar. The entire stadium hushed. Thousands of fans stood silent, hanging on every note. It was the most delicate, tender moment of the night. And right then, Buster barked a loud, sharp bark from inside Calvin's backpack. The sound carried perfectly across the silence. Every head in a 10-foot radius snapped toward Calvin. His eyes widened. He held the straps tight, trying to look innocent. But Buster barked again, this time louder, as if he wanted to join the chorus. The singer on stage paused mid-chord. His eyes scanned the crowd. He tilted his head confused, then gave a small smile into the microphone. "Did someone sneak a dog in here?" The audience erupted in laughter. People cheered and clapped. Phones were raised to capture the moment. Calvin wanted the floor to swallow him whole. His secret mission had completely failed. Security approached, weaving through the crowd. Calvin blurted out, "He hates being left alone. I could not leave him at home." The guards shook their heads, trying not to laugh. One of them reached out to unzip the backpack, and Buster popped his head out, panting happily. His tongue lolled as if he were the star of the show. The crowd went wild. Fans chanted, "Dog, dog, dog." The band members laughed. The singer strummed a few playful notes and said, "Well, I guess tonight we have a special guest on vocals." Before Calvin knew it, Buster was escorted gently outside. But not before several fans snapped photos. Videos of the backpack dog spread across social media. Instantly, memes appeared with captions like, "Your dog just wants to rock," and this fan brought backup vocals. Though Calvin missed the end of the concert, he later discovered that his dog had gone viral. People online adored the tiny terrier who barked during the song. Even the band posted about it, saying, "Thanks to our new furry fan for adding some extra sound effects." Calvin sighed, shaking his head. Buster wagged his tail in the passenger seat on the ride home, looking proud as ever. Calvin muttered, "You completely embarrassed me, buddy. But I guess you stole the show." And deep down, Calvin knew he would never forget the night he tried to sneak his dog into a concert only to have the little rascal bark at exactly the worst possible moment.